Hey everybody, it's Mike from Me Trades, and today we are going to be going over basically how I kind of screwed up trading, but came out on top. So I took some trades that were questionable, and I didn't really look at what I was doing, and I don't know, just call it sidetracked. Um, and then just luckily had a perfect trade setup, came all the way back, scored big, could have scored even bigger, but I got out of it because there was a little bit more resistance than I thought was going to be. It literally, but I'll show you. It'll explain. Hang tight, like and subscribe if you want to see more of this awesome trading content. So let's get into it. So this morning, right around, oh gosh, 8 o'clock, yeah, wasn't too bad. Took a pretty decent trade. Ended up getting about 7 points on it. Could have let it run higher. Absolutely. Did I feel like dealing with the pullback? Not so much. But all of my confluence was there. We had MACD looking great. We had Delta looking great. We had buying pressure looking great. Everything about it was set up nicely. And of course, my analytical chart was looking pretty good as well. So main thing is these blue lines are still from beginning of this week. I mean, they haven't moved, and as you can see, there's a lot of area where this is just constantly bouncing. So what happened next? Well, what happened next was I was a dummy, and I went ahead and thought this was going to break down, and it started to, but cumulative delta as well as the MACD and like everything about this said going down, but realistically, it never broke anything. I should have never taken this trade. So I ended up losing, I want to say it was like $500, $600 on this one. So we're still up for the day, but kind of screwed the pooch on that one. This one here kind of flipped, and I really liked the setup of it. MACD was just starting, or cumulative delta was really just starting to take off. So going over that one, got in, added another one, came up, and I noticed this junk here. Now, it came down and I was a little bit negative. Luckily, it spiked and I got out at break even pretty much. So I didn't want to add insult to injury on that one because that would have just sucked. This one here thought she was going to continue down. I saw a good break here, but again, it did not break my 100 EMA. So 100 EMA for me, everybody's like, oh, 200 is a great way to trend. 100, 200, who gives a shit? Like, it's what suits you. So this broke, and I should never have, again, I took two trades that I should never have taken. Um, and it just kind of, it threw me through a loop. So got back into another one, closed. We got profit on here. Now this is the one that I had the right idea, but I got in late, and the stop loss kicked me out. This whole idea of this try, I wanted to get in right here when I saw everything kind of happen, right? We had really good cumulative delta on the order flow chart, had really good order flow coming in. Um, everything, even the buying power was switching over, or balance of power. And I got in so super late that my stop loss got smacked. If I would have gotten in where I wanted to, I would have been sitting pretty all the way up here, rode this whole wave down. Now, what did I do? I got back in because I was like, you know what? My trade plan was still good on this one. It just kicked me back. No big deal. So we got back in. We added another contract. I originally had my take profit at like 13. I want to say 41.13. Um, and I was going to add another contract right about here. But for whatever reason, I noticed something back beforehand, and then on my order flow, it really started to kind of just get whipsaw and like kind of come back on me quite a bit. So for whatever reason, I didn't trust my natural instinct because this, instead of bringing me back to a positive $1,000 profit on the day, this thing would have carried on through. We would have been sitting pretty at like a 4K day. And yeah, so I kind of didn't let my winners run like I normally do. Late in the afternoon session when it's 1:45 and this was 1:15, 1:19, those sessions get a little bit more volatile for me, and I've seen in the past spikes go crazy, and I'm not all about that jazz. So, just kind of a really quick daily recap of it. Markets were choppy again for the first part of it, came back up, hit a little bit of a high, but really it wasn't a whole lot of movement to go off of, right? Just like yesterday, we were sitting on our hands for a while. So I wasn't patient on two of them. I got in. Now, the one that I got stopped out on, that was just my fault. Didn't take the setup that I wanted, got in real late. But the other two, man, that we could have had a bag and a half today. So, main thing is takeaway, stay patient, stay with it, still get those profits, right? Especially if you're trading, the Apex funded trader accounts where it's a trailing threshold. We need to make sure that you're doing it. So, right now, as it sits, let me move this over real quick. So, we're sitting at 157. 100. So I'm only less than 2 grand away from hitting this PA. I'm hoping to hit the 2 grand mark tomorrow, close out the week with a green week. Love those, and then we can kind of get started on this other $150,000 account. So fingers crossed, everything goes well. Shout out to Futures Analytica for having their order flow chart. Absolutely fantastic. I did switch one thing around on the order flow. I went with a one tick. So I can see everything rather than a two tick. So now I'm really looking at a lot of numbers coming in order flow wise, which would make it nice on that one. So keep posted, and I hope everybody's doing well. Keep on grinding. Yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.